stuff, and you should be here.
Yeah. Well, with that, I'll say we're in.
All right, we're definitely in.
Now we're in.
Yeah, we are here, but we're not here. We're
Absolutely not
here, but by the time you hear and see this, we'll be in another here. We'll be there. That there being Texas, not here.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll see you all there.
I would assume a few of them we will see there.
We'll definitely see a few, more than a few. Enough to move a house, enough to move a sofa.
If we had all those people to move, it'd be a quick move.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would have been so much faster when we got this building. But with that being said, welcome to This Week in Barbecue, the barbecue-focused podcast that introduces you to both the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of barbecue. I'm your host, Rashid Phillips, and joining me is my co-host today, the face and name and person you're just all familiar with at this point in time. The mystery is long gone. You know what broke it? Memphis in May. But
yeah, it was.
That being said, my co-host, Mr.
Lee Garman.
And we are here because Brian is out doing some dope Brian stuff, and we'll start off there. As you all know, if you've been listening, and if you haven't, shame on you, catch up. There's a lot of good deets in there. But Brian has started a new venture. He's partnered up, and he has gotten a brick and mortar, some 4 walls with a roof and a door. And there's been an update. There's been an update to the name. So we originally knew it as The Pint at Grand Champion. I thought that was a dope name.
Yeah, I did
liked
too.
It has, he informed me that they've decided to change the name to Owens and Hall.
I was a little partial to the first one.
Oh, so was I. I get why they did Owens and Hall.
That is them.
That is
literally them.
Their names. But I was, I kind of like, so maybe they start off with Owens and Hall, and then the next one is a spinoff,
Sure.
Or I get down with, Leroy and Lewis, Terry Blacks, Franklin's,
Sure.
Ronnie, all of those. 100% understand, Phillips Barbecue Co. Put that out there. Bloodstones. It's the name. You want your name to go on. And actually, I 100% get it. And they made that change like in the very last minute because they're about to get their marketing and their signage and all of that stuff. And I changed my name from the previous business to Phillips Barbecue Co. And I'm glad I did because now it's everywhere. So I'm very happy about that. Let people know your name. So that is the first bit of news. That's an update. Go support them. It's
I'm going to
out
say
there.
Anyone who knows what the original name was, comment, because I would love to see somebody find that.
Yeah.
Or if they knew of it.
It shouldn't be that hard.
No,
I don't think. But, if you've been around, I've seen some who still have I've run into people at Pitmaster Santa and last year where we could do pop-ups. Jeez. Can you believe it's been a whole year and we haven't done one pop-up?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Not one.
Not a single one. And I've cooked a crap ton this year, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. I've fed so many people, I just haven't done a pop-up.
So what was it? 10 racks of ribs and a butt
last
week?
Yeah, that was just regular cooking.
No one could ever get it.
Yeah, just
feeding those commercial crews.
Yeah, you got to. It's like, if we're going to do this, and that's a fun one.
Yeah, that is going to be a fun one.
We can't talk about it yet, but
there was a selfie stick. There's a selfie stick.
There's a selfie stick that costs more than my house.
That one might be 2 houses.
Yeah, definitely 2 houses. And you've been around for all of them. I think this is my biggest campaign. I think it is. I think it's actually my biggest.
Yeah.
This is the biggest campaign I've done. So
yeah,
I'm really excited.
I think it's going to be super cool.
I think it's going to be so fun.
I love that it's not just one piece because there are lots of the campaigns that you've done that are one piece, done, and out. Yeah. So I think this one's going to be really cool because it's a big commercial piece.
Yes.
There's going to be a longer format piece and then some social aspects. Because to me, now it's a full campaign. It's not one piece, which I think is really cool.
There's so many. And
we've leveled up.
Yeah, we're growing. I got the mushroom. Look, I made it. No, it's going to be really cool. A lot of you guys have been messaging, asking, "Are you this or that?" I can't tell you a thing because contracts do exist.
Yeah,
and you're not on payroll, so I can't really divulge anything. But it's really cool. Absolutely amazing crew. Great times. Multiple states to get it done.
Yeah.
Multiple weeks, multiple days of shooting, but hands down, can't wait to share it.
Yeah, that one really was like, come hell or high water, we're going to get this thing done.
Literally.
Emphasis on the high water.
Emphasis. It's like, good thing I'm a strong swimmer. Water's been trying to take me out this year, man. First in Connecticut with the floods, now again, travel. It's all good. I'm 6'6". I'm a strong swimmer. I'm a small oak tree. But yeah, that was that patch of news. We've also got some other bits of news here. There's a new list of the 21 must-try barbecue spots in Alabama. We're going to link that below. And everyone's favorite auntie, at least mine and Pop's, and if she isn't yours, she should be, Auntie Delilah, is throwing a barbecue and beer fest October 14th at Scofflaw Brewing from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Go out there, get you some Q. Pops is going to be out there. This cat, Butterknife, is going to be out there. Miss Auntie Delilah is going to be out there serving up. There's going to be some folks out there cooking with her, so go over to Scofflaw. Great cats. I've never had any beef with Scofflaw. They've always treated me well. Little known fact, Scofflaw was the first brewery to match my cancer donation when I did a takeover at Alma, 4 years ago. In Atlanta, they provided the beer and matched it, and it was just a restaurant takeover I was doing for cancer awareness. I had a little scare with my mom. Luckily that never amassed to anything. So it was just one of those things I did to do my part. So good on them. And I don't think I'll be in town for this one. I really wish I was, but I'm going to do my very best to show support. But you guys definitely go out there. October 14th, 2 to 10 p.m., get some Q. Should be nice and fallish, like a Georgia fall. Georgia fall. It's been feeling.
This morning was
I'm afraid
amazing.
to say it. I'm afraid
it's
to
false
say it.
fall.
Because
it's false
it
fall.
is. It's Georgia. It's false fall. We're not there yet. But definitely check that out. This next one is a two-parter, really. Well, I'll end with the heavy. Let's go to the others. If you're looking for grilling tips, you can't get any better knowledge from two greats, Mr. Rodney Scott and Brian Furman. They've put a list together of 6 key grilling tips. We're going to link that article in the show notes. B, who we mentioned last episode or episode before, is going back to Harvard. How many pitmasters keep getting invited back to Harvard to teach the science of food?
Nonchalant.
Just over there. I'm
waiting some lightweight lifting over at Harvard.
Just got that whole place smelling good. There it is. So good on that, B, man. I love to see it. I love to hear it. It's dope. And then I saw something online the other day. He was out at this event and he was rocking a PBC hat. From
Memphis. Yeah.
And I was like, see, people don't realize how much love and admiration I have for B. And to see that, I didn't know. It was just in the shot, I know I gave it to him, and he made me sign. I was like, man, if you don't stop. And
no, I mean, he just, to go a little bit further in that, because you won't, he was on you, the whole weekend. He's like, when am I getting my hat? When you signing it? He wants to support you just like you want to support him.
Yeah, but I'm always a fan first.
Of B. It's easy to do.
It is. It's always that's the homie. Any and anything he needs, if he calls, I don't care where I am. I'm getting there. But seeing that was just so cool to me. It was just really, really cool to me.
Yeah.
So it just made my day. So I appreciate the love, B. We were talking the other day. I was just about, because he commented on my ribs. I was like, man, I'm just trying to keep up with you, and he knows I'm not saying it in a shady way. It's like, you've been your ribs inspire me. I said, I've worked with you at your events, and I always seem to blink or turn my back when you sprinkle the crack on there. That makes
he's waiting for you to turn your back,
because it's something that man does to those ribs. Because I've seen the process, and I still can't figure it out. It's like watching a magician tell you how the trick is done as you're doing it. I'm like, wait, how did I miss it again? And I was like, man, your ribs, they just hit. They're life-changing ribs. If you get the chance to get you a rack, get them. Just saying. So we'll have a link to those tips and I say enough good things about Rodney, so you all already know that. There's also the 2023 Royal Oak Barbecue Invitational that will be taking place in Atlanta.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about it because Kevin's coming in.
I believe so, yeah.
I believe he's already given us crap for not being here, potentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pops always gives crap anyway, so it's not like he needs a reason to. Like, the amount of shit talking that is going to ensue this week.
Oh, it's not going to end.
It's just oh my, and the Cowboys are 2-0 right now. It's just never going to end. The Cowboys are 2-0. America beat Jamaica. Like, I'm not getting all this. Y'all just pray for me. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna ask for. Just keep me in your thoughts and prayers. But I absolutely can't wait. He's excited. He keeps, hey, you here yet? It's like, no.
I sent you my flight info.
Like, when do it arrives? Like, so it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a lot of fun. All right. On to the heavy. So I don't think we're journalists. I'm not gonna call myself a journalist. I'm not crazy enough to fall into that lane. I'm over here, and I'm going to stay right in there. But there is a conversation Denzel Washington had with a journalist who was talking about the news, and he asked her, she asked him, what do you think about the news, this and that? Do you pay attention to it? And he said, I do my own research. And he responded as well by saying, if you don't read the news, you're uninformed. If you do read the news, you're misinformed. Mm. And she goes to ask, so how do we fix that? It's like you get the journalists to do their job correctly, because now it's all about being first. Doesn't matter if you're right.
Oh, yeah.
Just be first, and then worry about being right later. And I say this because Brother Matt Horn, met Matt many, many years ago with B, and we had a long, 4 or 5 hour conversation, deep talks, everything. We just shared it all, and we've stayed connected ever since. And he has he's been going through a strife with the media and the writers and critics out in the Bay. Mm-hmm. So much so that they recently did this horrible smearish campaign and attacking him. It's titled "Famed Chef Bay Area Diner Charging $19 for a Hot Dog." And that's not even the worst part. Like, what? Why would you write something like that? Just to get headlines, just to get...
I'll say it's clickbait.
Yeah. And to smear someone who's not only opened, I believe he's opened up 3 restaurants now. It's Horn Barbecue, it's Maddie's, and his Cowbird concept as well. And he's not slowing down, but... just to continuously attack like that is not necessary, right? You have nothing better to do. So when you see stuff like that and they want people to break, because I reached out to him, I sent him a message, and I hit him with the Tyson quote where he was stating, when you are one of God's favorites and chosen one because you're leading your family, your team, and your community, it also makes you one of the devil's favorites because he wants to throw you off. He wants to make sure that, no, you can't keep doing this good and inspiring people and enlightening people and showing them what's feasible. I need you over here. Mm-hmm. And I just sent him that to remind him, brother, you are doing the right thing. And because you're getting stuff like this, just even reinforces you're doing the right thing. That they can't find anything to talk bad about you. They can't make stuff up, so they just got to now go to these are outrageous prices for a hot dog.
Yeah.
That is your crutch. That is what you built your foundation of your article on, is trying to pick apart the menu. Now, mind you, there are no other restaurants in the Bay getting this type of scrutiny at all. And, Matt happens to be Brother Matt Horn, a black man. Why can't he charge this? I doubt you're going to any other part of California and scrutinizing the prices.
How many restaurants are charging $200 for a really nice steak?
Yeah.
How much did that steak cost? Not $200. It's also what are you willing to pay for the experience, the atmosphere, what went into it?
Yeah.
Let's talk about why it's a $19 hot dog.
Exactly.
And then if it doesn't add up, then sure, get mad. But obviously, I would assume He's probably selling $19 hot dogs pretty consistently.
Yes. Yeah. It's like the lady who said, I was going to buy your food, but it was too expensive. 30 minutes later, oh, you packing up? Yeah, because I sold out.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can afford it. It's not, I can't dictate my prices to you. This is what it costs me and what I know it's worth.
Yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's just that age-old battle. Like, you can't. One, he made an amazing response, and we'll link it in the show notes, but stuff like that is not necessary. If you're going to be a critic, be a true critic, not tear everyone down and critique everyone the same. Because I was in LA and we went to this spot for dinner. The place was so damn dark, I felt like I had to be a bat to maneuver. It was so dark I couldn't see my hand in front of me. Y'all know I'm about 11:58, 2 minutes from midnight. And the food wasn't bad. It was overpriced because they charged like $98 for a 3-bone lamb. I was like, what? And it was just a lamb with a fennel salad. I was like, what is going on here? It's like, it's okay, I guess. This is what it is. You don't complain. You don't get a manager. This is just what it is. I could have hit the McDonald's on the street if I didn't want to. And I wonder, too. I really wonder. So here's my question to the journalist that wrote this article. Did you even eat the food? Or did you just look at it? Did you go and did you order that, or did you get water and then just like snap photos of the menu and be like, yeah, I'm gonna write this up? Or have you patronized the location? Have you had multiple things? Have you, like, what have you done?
I mean, back to last week when we were talking about the top 50 that Southern Living put out, and you had some qualms with it, but you also immediately said, I haven't been to all 50. So you know what? Can't say anything.
Can't say anything. Can't badmouth. I can't say whether that list is right or wrong.
Yeah.
I haven't been to all 50.
Yeah.
That's just
it is.
So, if you're going to review this, have you eaten at that place? Have you patronized? Like, so many people want to throw shade, but have you ever gone there?
Or talk to the people who are buying that $19 hot dog. Hey, mind if I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah. Was it worth it?
Do you feel like it was worth it? You've had it.
Do you enjoy it? Would you do it again? Mm-hmm. That basic things. And let's be honest, $19 for a hot dog. No, and it's not we're not talking about like a regular ballpark frank here. So it's a giant dog. But we talked about this last pod. Everything's costly. Mm-hmm. Everything's already expensive in California. Things are expensive here. It's almost $14 now for a Five Guys burger.
Yeah.
Here in Georgia.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid to go get a burger, a Five Guys burger out of California.
I mean, I feel like you're paying $18-20 out there for the same thing.
For the same thing. So everything costs more.
Yeah.
All this does more. But something tells me you're going to get a much better service, a much better experience than you would there. And that is part of what you're paying for in certain cases. I don't want cheap food if the experience is horrible. Like, I'm good. I'll pay a little bit more. Like, I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
Yeah,
but I just hated seeing that, and it wasn't the first. There's just one of many, because we've reported on all of them that have come up. Once again, the good, the bad, and everything in between. But I just think that type of journalism isn't necessary.
Yeah,
or at least can be approached in a different way.
Yeah,
that's just me. I'm not a journalist. I start fires for a living. What do I know? But guys, because we are not here. We're here today, but we're not here now. While you're seeing this now. We're there, which there being Texas, when hopefully we're seeing you guys there.
Yeah.
Just not here. We're going to go ahead and stream in a conversation I had with Mr. Darren W. Carter of Carters BBQ and the Unknown's Black Pitmaster and the Barbecue Give Back. This man's just on a roll. He's got a long business card.
And it's growing.
It is. We also had Mr. Jonathan Jones of Jonathan Barbecue of Smokin Hope jump on as well. And Nate of Roan's 80/20. He was also one of this year's mentees. So I guess technically he's now a alum of the Preserve the Pit program.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have that for you all to listen to on the audio version. I don't know what we're going to do with the video. Do we just drop it in there?
I'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out.
I'll put that on me. I'll figure it out.
Okay. And if not, there will be like a weird dancing thing or
we'll
nice
we'll either have the actual video
going.
or we'll have
all their photos
a dancing gif of Rashid.
Yeah, just the remember when that like hit in like 04 where it was a superimposed head on the elf and you get that sent as an email like, hey, someone sent you an elf on the show. It's just gonna be me doing this for an hour during the conversation. And that if it is just me, I need it to be everybody. I need everyone's head out there dancing with me for that hour as we're talking. It's not just gonna be me stuck on the loop. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm anxious about Grill and Chill.
Yeah,
a little anxious.
Let me do this. Let's roll that interview, and then we'll come back to that.
Yeah, the interview goes here.
Here,
ladies and gentlemen, the Darren W. Carter, and sir, I need you to, for the fine folks, I need you to let them know that even in my write-up, I wrote it out as such.
Yes, yes, you did. And I got to tell you, the bellow of laughing I had when I saw that, I was like, people are getting. See, there's two things that people should know about me.
Sure.
One, my birthday, because I talk about my birthday the day after my birthday. I talk about my birthday.
Yeah,
I have people who I used, pretty much. I got people who I used to work with 10 years ago. Still, oh, ain't your birthday coming up soon? And then, of course, the V. So
the V.
I'm a little extra.
You're not, but you know what it is? You know what it is? It legit reminds me of so many things. Hey Munchies, reminds me of A Tribe Called Quest. You can't just say tribe. You can't just say Quest. It's A Tribe Called Quest. You got to say the whole thing. Like
you got to say the whole thing.
You got to say the whole thing. Like, don't just call me gentleman, which I'd appreciate either which way, but it's gentleman smoker,
Yes, sir. Hey, Ms. Munchies. Man, I appreciate you taking some time out and having me on here, talk to your great, all the people and all the fellas out there and all the ladies out there.
These are my drinking buddies. We just out here having a little beverage, Anybody
right.
want to come? Hey, you're welcome to hop on, anybody, but you got to have a beverage in hand. Don't have me feel like a.
Oh well, I only have this right now.
I understand.
Does that count?
You can hear me. We'll let it slide this one time.
Okay. Now I can get a beverage now. I can go get a beverage.
No, because this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna say it was my idea, and I'm not getting in trouble with Miss Teresa. I'm not. Don't. I already know, baby. She said I had to go get. No, I know how it's gonna play out.
I have a friend here. He has a company called Daiquiri Dynasty, and he makes this drink that we call Joy Juice. It brings us a lot of joy. So, and it's sitting up there in the refrigerator right now, and I can go get it. All right, that's no problem.
Miss Teresa, if you were in earshot, I did not approve any of this. This was not my idea. Not gonna do. Because I told you when we were in Memphis. I got respect for everybody, but I'm a dry snitch immediately. I was like, don't let him say anything he said I did. I had no parts.
Man,
and that Georgia sounds dangerous.
It is because it's sweet. It's sweet, and I love sweet alcohol. But it's the kind that you can sit down and drink too many, and when you wake up, when you stand up, you probably on your face. You probably on your face. So I had to take it lightly. I always got to get a small cup.
Just a little slow.
He knows how busy we've been lately, thankfully. So he put a little extra in there to help us relax. So that's my man. That's my man.
Don't you worry. Come grill and chill. You know the late nights. How we do. You know the real fun happens after the last plate is served, and we're just cooling by embers. I'll definitely make sure there's some nice brown all around.
Right, and I cannot wait. I'm very excited to come down there. It's almost like it's almost like for me, it's a return to where it all began. You know, it's a return to where it all began. I by the way, if y'all don't know who I am the Darren W. Carter, owner of Carters BBQ. and founder of the Unknown's Black Pitmasters, where we highlight Black barbecue enthusiasts all over this great land, and founder of this new movement I'm trying to do called Barbecue Give Back Weekend.
And that is what we're here to discuss a little bit.
Yes, sir. I was for the podcast. I was editing JL, the Pitmasters today. The teaser will be coming out this week, and then the full episode next week. But that is and it's funny because that is the one that you came into and invited me as the +1 for Corsicana.
I don't even know what you're talking about. That doesn't sound familiar at all.
Yeah. Of course it doesn't.
Doesn't sound familiar at all.
Of course not.
I
got proof. I got it on digital.
As you hold up your mug. I got to do a random shout to my man, Mr. Lilly. He'll always tell you, what you got there in that cup, Chris? Sweet tea. Chris got the best sweet tea around.
Right. Munchies of the move. I am coming down. Yes, I am coming down. She told you not to dry snitch neither.
Hey, I'm gonna let you know right now. Pops and I have been having some conversations, and Miss Delilah from season 2 is coming down. And I told Pops off the break, I was like, I'm gonna throw you under the bus expeditiously. It's like, I'm not catching hands for nobody, not even you, Pops. So I know the hierarchy. I was like, I love Pops. Like Pops right here, just so y'all can see on the screen, right? I love Pops. Miss Delilah, I'm not doing it. I know the respect hierarchy. It's like, ain't no reason for the both of us to get beat. Like, what's that going to do? Who does that benefit?
Man,
I'm looking at you. That's not going to help any of us. All right, we both stuck with the big.
I'm just going to be around my camera like this.
Oh, man. We got a lot of fun people coming through for it.
I can't wait. Like I said, it's almost like coming back to where it all began. Because that's where I got a chance to see some things in action, to see how some things get down, and actually get a vision of something that I could possibly try to do myself. The Father's Day event came and gone. It wasn't like we envisioned, but it did, come about, and it did what it was supposed to do. It raised money. I actually got a note from the CEO of Safi. I thought that was very nice. I got a note from the CEO of Safi.
That's beautiful.
And a phone call, a note and a phone call. So that was nice.
That's beautiful. I love that. And that was just one initiative. And now I wanted to get us on here to talk about your latest initiative. And I just have to say, when I said to you last year, take this inspiration, this feeling, and run with it. Boy, you running with it. It's just running with it. So I love to see it. I love to see it.
At the core, I mean, I grew around communal people. Growing up, we always did things with the community in church. My parents were always involved in something. As I went through high school, it kind of tapered off. I had issues in high school, but we won't talk about that. But as I got back in college, that's when we're not talking about high school. We're not going to do that. I love it though, but we're not going to do that. As I got in college, it just really blossomed to more, because everything had to do something for the community. Because we always thought about don't be a part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Be part to fix the problem. And as you say, and that saying goes, be the change you want to see. And that was ingrained in me. And I got away from it for a while, but a lot of things were rekindled. But the one thing I noticed post-pandemic, and I know some things can't be the same because of things that happen, within our country, in our world, and society. Yeah. I mean, these two are two different levels of what happened and the fallout and effect. But we've never been the same since 9/11. In our, the way we go to the airport, the way we do things, and all that kind of stuff. Life has been new post 9/11, and post COVID, we haven't been the same either in so many ways.
COVID was like another reset. After 9/11, COVID was just one more reset. So things are different for good now. Like it's not. We're not going back to before. No, no, no. And take it from somebody who's at the airport every week. Yeah.
Right. And it's our new, as they say, the new norm. And people are trying to buck it, but the one thing that is normal now that used to be is now we're not as neighborly as we used to. Being enclosed away from people for so long, it hindered people. A lot of people found it better to stay to themselves. Neighbors found it better to stay to themselves. And, in all honesty, and I'm speaking for me, and the views expressed on the Rashid Live may not be his and his alone, but they're mine. Politically, religiously, genderly, whatever lead, all the isms, they just went from coexisting to far right, far left, far north, far east, south. It has definitely changed. You have households where people hated each other in their homes because of that. Over getting a shot, or who was president, or this or that. It just got really vicious. Now, me honestly, as a person of color or hue, I know it's kind of been vicious since 2008. But it got anteed up when we got closed in.
Yeah.
So, and I don't like that.
Understandable.
I used to know all my neighbors. We have people that passed away during COVID. We have people that moved. I don't know the people 4 houses down. I used to. I used to know all the people. But no, if I see people come out, I was like, oh, they live down the street. Somebody told me because they see my food trailer in the driveway. Oh, I live right down the street from you. I'm like, you do? I don't know. First of all, don't be coming to my trailer, what I'm saying, when I'm at home. But second of all, I don't know you. And that's a problem for me. That is a problem for me. Grab me the biscuit. Hello. Call me. Slid into my DMs.
Grab them in the biscuit. Oh,
yeah. They're hilarious. So I wanted to change that, and I know one thing's for two, and it is my core belief. I know I always, paraphrase a quote from Anthony Bourdain. He believes it could be the spark to change the world, the barbecue that is. I believe it can. It's the most communal cuisine. It is the most American cuisine. Now I think if we get together and just roll some smoke, all our barriers can come down. Because see, sometimes all you need is a conversation. If you understand where I'm coming from, or if you can just hear what I'm doing, then maybe you can understand a little better. And what's better than over some smoke? I don't care if it's hot dogs, hamburgers. Not asking people to, do the great things, but what I am asking people to do on the weekend of the 16th and the 17th of September is just roll some smoke. Invite the neighbors.
Yeah.
You can't do something, then send a couple of plates to your local firemen, your local policemen, your first responders. Show some neighborly activity, and don't charge nobody for it. Hey, get the people in front of you and back of you. Hey man, you bring some drinks. Come on guys, you bring some dogs. I'm light up the fire. Let's talk.
Right.
Just be neighborly is all I'm asking. And that weekend is like the faith weekend. But if somebody can do that tomorrow, fine. If somebody can do that September 23rd, fine. They can do it, whatever. Whenever you can do it, I just ask that people do it, as long as they can throughout the year. I do ask that they do hashtag, barbecue give back, so we can see the pictures and I can post them. I just want people to get back out and be neighborly and hopefully, chop down and get through this thick tension that we have within our country. And that is the main reason why I'm trying to do it.
Good night, doing artistry. We had some people in here. Mr. Shadona, barbecues could be a great way to connect schools and families, as well as a way to support and invite the community in and connect. Agreed. Your favorite pitmaster. With the social climate in Chicago right now, we should be sharing these moments. These are the moments they don't show on the news. Very, 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 very true.
Very true.
It's it's a lot of things are tumultuous, to say the least. And I see it when I travel. I'm just getting back in town, and I'm about to go back out of town. But I see it a lot of places where I go, but the times that it just seems that no one cares is when there's food around, when there's laughter, when people are breaking bread. Because I don't know about you, it's hard to speak hateful and spew hate when your mouth is full of delicious food. You know,
it is.
It's just one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with you in wanting to do that and promote that, and I think that is amazing. Like I said, I tasked you with one thing and you've enveloped it tenfold, and it's just one of those. And more so than the concept is, you're not a giant brand household name. I mean, what is it going to take? Like 2-3 butts, a couple of buns from the local five and dime, and you got a meal. Hey, just going by. Oh, you're my neighbor? How long have you lived here? Oh, a year? I didn't even know. You know, I'm doing this thing in 2 weeks. If you smell it, unlock the door, type of thing. It's very odd that having been trapped in for so long, and then we're told to stay away from each other. It's really tricky to reconnect, and I don't think it should be that difficult to connect with people. No. Just have a conversation. Just say like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, you say hi to some people, they look at you funny, like, "What's wrong with you? What do you want?" And I'm just saying, "Hey, have a good day. You know, I'll hold the door for you." Just common, basic things. Like, we realize we are a lot more alike than we are have any differences between us. And food is just an amazing way of doing that. You know, I miss watching Bourdain travel into the little nooks and crannies, the hole in the wall spots that they'll warn you not to go to, and showcase, hey, no, you see all of this? It's the same. All of us are the same. And we may not be him, we don't have to be him, but we can do it in our own community. We can do it in our own home. No one wants a carpenter with a leaky roof. Can't spend your day fixing all the other communities, and yours is broken down. And I love that we're both doing initiatives to do that. Like Grill and Chill, I put it out there today. It started as one thing, and it's amassed into something else. You know, it's become a cookout that just friends are invited to. You know, there are reasons why you're not seeing brought to you by or sponsored by or this buys, because it's not. It's my own money. I'm paying for it. I'm fronting it. You know, we're putting the event to help pay for the event, and I'm covering the excess. Some people think there's, you know, money to be made. I'm like, we're not. We're literally giving it away. We're giving away all the money to help create a barbecue program in that community for the kids. You know, we're going to help create a place for 75 to 85 young boys and girls to go to after school to get their hands on a trade to do this. No one's giving us money to do this, like the big corps. No, I'm just putting this on. Then we're going to go buy them some smokers. We're going to go get them some food cards so they can get the supplies. I'm going to go help them put it together. We got a whole curriculum. Like, I didn't see it, so I did it. And I feel like you didn't see it, so you did it. And I feel like people overcomplicate giving back. You don't have to do all that. You can just give. Just do it. Just that one thing. Like, it's like, oh, I don't know what to do. You know how to cook? Do that. Just do that part. It's not that hard. I promise you, I'm not smarter than anyone else. I'm just like, cool. I just need some basic things. I need a place to do it, some stuff to cook it on, some food, and some friends. All right, cool. Let's go to work. I can make it complicated down the road. Right now, I just want to get it done.
I was originally, I was just going to pull a couple of my grills out, throw them on the front lawn, and my flat iron out there, and put a big sign, you know, free barbecue. Come on. You know, I was going to go down from the weird, my street is in between two major streets. And I was going to put flyers from, you know, each end on down and tell them, you know, come on. we did work something else out though. We have we got a chance to get a venue. So I'm going to be able to at least feed 200 of people, my greatest friends who I don't know. You know, we're going to have have a DJ there. Going to have as much of a cookout vibe that we can. It's free for them. I created an Eventbrite for them to do that. So all they got to do here in Cleveland, grab a ticket and come down. You get barbecue, you get food, you get fun. You know, we got an open bar, cash bar. So it's going to be a good event for us. And here again, it's just, you know, and do I expect people to go all out for that? No, I've had a little, I had some things in my back pocket, which I was able to use, you know, but like I said, hey, just roast some smoke in your backyard. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. It's just that act that I'm looking for.
It is so much based on just the act. If people just stop focusing on it being perfect, I have no intentions at all of thinking Grill Show will be perfect. I just know it's going to be fun. And I know there's a lesson that I'm going to learn at the end of it or in the middle of it or whichever way.
Right.
But there's going to be takeaways. And what do I do with that? I can make it better and bigger the next year.
Yeah.
And continue growing. Because the same way everyone loves going to Memphis and the Royal and the Jack Daniels and Hot Luck, all of this stuff. Hot Luck started in Aaron's backyard. A couple of buddies with some beers, some Lone Star beers.
Right.
That's it. Now it's in a massive multi-acre field. Cool.
And
let's just start. Let's just start somewhere. Stop putting it off. Just start somewhere, because then you'll at least be like, all right, I'm not back there anymore. I'm ahead a little bit.
Right. And you got a blueprint for the situation. And when I thought of this, it was, you know, it wasn't a lot of time. I kicked it around. I said, well, maybe I should do it next year or this or that. But then it was just like, no, even if you don't have, you know, a great participation this year, you're probably going to have some.
Yeah.
And that some, you never know what that little bit can turn into a lot. So, you know, we're just going with it. And, you know, so like you said, you live, you learn from the beginning, the end, and the middle of it. And we're going to, you know, whatever that was, we're going to take that and into next year with, you know, more planning, a little bit more, you know, wiser of what to be done. And just hopefully let it grow to something that is self-sustainable. You know, for me, you know, look, I'll be happy if I get a, you know, whoever participates, I'm going to be grateful. Because that one ripple can, you know, reverberate through so many people. You know, so it's just, here again, it just bothered me too much. It bothered me too much. And I think a lot of things we expect others to do for us, you know, but these things we can do for ourselves. Everything, I think more things get done grassroots than anywhere else. So we have to do this for ourselves.
Agreed. You can, how many times have you seen a news recap or the movie or broadcast and you hear someone, oh my God, no, what's happening? Someone should do something. Why isn't anyone doing anything? Why aren't you the one doing the thing? I could easily be like, man, how come no one's really putting on just these constant year-round after-school activities for kids? Like, what's going on? You guys don't care about them until they have money? Like, someone do something. Oh, yeah. Huh, okay. I guess just might as well figure it out. What do you need to do? I don't know. Because, you know, everyone saw Grill and Chill unfold live. I popped up on Pops for Memorial Day weekend. You know, he thought I was joking. I pulled up on him and spent the weekend there with him, and we hung out, and I was just telling him what was on my mind. I was like, I just really want to do this. And it was like, you know, when your dad gives you the keys to the house or the keys to the car, like, all right, go into the store and get me a little something, you know? He's like, all right, here's this space. Go do with it whatever you want. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And then that was it. Next month I had a name. Literally in 2 days I built a website, did all the stuff for it, got the copy, put it out there. I was like, all right, well, got some buddies that want to come cook, and we wanted to do it for a good cause, and the cause has turned out to be partnering with the Boys and Girls Club in Corsicana, and it was, you know, my way of saying thank you to Pops for, you know, giving me the space, so I'm giving back to his community,
right.
And that way, and just wanting it to grow, and it's so cool because we're going to have some representatives from the local Boys and Girls Club there.
Nice.
We're going to actually have kids, young kids that are part of that local chapter. And the same way I told you how I needed you to see these men come together and you go take that to your kids, this is what I'm hoping to do for them. Like, there's no bickering, there's no squabbling, there's no major, we are the major names that are putting this on. And I don't know you from Adam, but I care about you and your future. And in order for me to help make that a little bit better, this is me doing my part. I don't know if it'll stick. No clue. You remember what it was like being that age. But maybe if we're lucky, it's somewhere down the line, something we say resonates with them, and it helps them it stops them from making a horrible choice and leads them towards making a better one.
That's the attitude we have as fosters. They're only, you know, as they come into the house, some of them stay. There you go, right there.
Hey, young king, how you doing?
Huh.
This is a touchdown machine right here.
I remember you doing well in the last live. When we had a phone call, I was over at practice doing well last time.
Yeah, and that was flag. Now he's in actual pads now. Yeah. He's in tackle football. In that scrimmage they had, he scored 3 touchdowns, and they had their first game last week, scored 2.
Okay. Leave some for the rest of them. Leave some for the rest of them.
Scored 2. You going to bed, baby?
I'll sit down here too.
All right, we'll go sit down. I'll take you to bed in a minute. So, that's the thing. I've learned not to complain about stuff now to a degree, because if I'm complaining, what am I doing about it? And if I'm knowing I can't do anything about it, I'm shutting up. There's no reason for me to blame somebody else to do something if I can't do anything. So now if you hear me complaining, more than likely there's something roaming around in my brain to try to do something about it. And this was one of those things. I've been telling my wife for a while, this sucks. I mean, you know, I'm the social one. She stays in the house. I'm the one that goes out everywhere. I said, this is not neighborhood. This is not neighborly. This is not what we do. It's not what I do, and it's driving me crazy. So if I can do something to change that, and barbecue is the perfect cuisine to do so. There's no other cuisine as communal as this. So yeah, it was like, well, you know, nothing beats a failure but a try. That's what my father always told me, and that's where in my later years in life, that's how I'm living it. You know,
no, I love it. I love it, and I want to bounce something off of you. So now, I've been kicking around for a while. I feel like there's such a, and we've talked about it before on the phone. I feel like there's such a lack of shared information in the barbecue community as a whole. And, you know, I think of like these doctor events, these tech events, you know, nobody over there is gathering to clamor for first, right? They're all sharing, you know, what the latest thing is or what they've discovered, or they're sharing their theses so others can build upon it, their writings. And I'm like, why is it every time, typically, more often than not, 9 out of 10, carry the one, that when a gathering for our community, there always has to be a first, second, or third involved. There has to be a placement. Why can't we just gather to share, to better each other? Why can't that just be it? And I've been trying to get this piece of 12 acres for a bit, and if it closes out, I told the team, I was like, I just want to get everyone together. This is where we'll be, and we just talk. You remember remember the 5 a.m. powwow in Memphis in the lobby? That, but just completely open to anybody that can make it.
You're talking about something I've been wanting to do with the unknowns. Just that, having something that we all come together and do this, that, and have a shares of information. So that's music to my ears, you know, because at this point, I just want stuff done. And I'm not the one that has all the resources to do. I may know people, but however that project gets done, it just gets done. You know, I don't care. Let's just get it done.
Done is better than perfect.
Absolutely.
He used to tell me all the time.
Absolutely.
Rest his soul, but he would always tell me, and I'm not gonna lie, I sometimes stop, and it's Lee and I had the same mentor, and I always wonder. He sadly passed long before seeing any of this. But I have a phone that I pay the bill on still because it still has voicemails from him, and I'll go back and listen to every once in a while for some knowledge and some tips. But oftentimes wonder like what he would think of all of this. But one of the biggest lessons he always tried to impart in me is done is better than perfect. And I find myself leading the whole team now with that, like, hey, I'd rather us get it done that it never existed at all. I'd rather us get it done that we can learn from it, and I'd rather us get it done than by the time we get it perfect, it just doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
So that is better than perfect.
That says a lot. That says a lot, and that is great. That's some great advice, because you're right. I think we try to want to make it perfect out the box. And you and I had this conversation before. There were so many failures before the first iPhone came out. Or for me, let's say the Samsung Galaxy line. Let's say that. I just forget your iPhone people. But that wasn't the very first one. That's just the first one we saw. That was the first one out to the public. But even still, with that, you still upgrading the product to give you, a better product each year. Well, pseudo, but a better product each year. But the point is, it was put out there with all its flaws, with all the what it couldn't do. Even though it was out there, it was the best thing for it to be at that particular time. And that's the same that we're trying to do. Have it the best thing for it can be at this particular time. We worry about everything else as we get there. Yeah. It seems that as I get older, I'm living the life of I'm jumping in first. And I'll see if I swim. But because I think as a whole, I know I've wasted a lot of time. I'll speak on my behalf. I've wasted a lot of time in a lot of things, and I just think stuff needs to be done. Okay, baby. I just think stuff needs to be done, and if it can be done, and if somebody sees it and is like, well, I can do it better, please do it better. It's okay.
I'm not hurt.
It's okay. That's cool, because that means now it can be reached. The reach can get farther. The purpose can get farther. All I ask is that you do it a pure heart. Do it for what the purpose was done for. I really don't care anywhere else. It doesn't matter whatsoever. So I appreciate that what you're doing down there. Again, as a foster parent, I know what that can do for minds that are going through children that, they may not be stable or need some other kind of outside influences to see things differently. That's life-changing. That's life-changing. And if we can plant a seed that over time can be watered, all we hope for when a child comes in our home is that we're able to impart into them the love that we have. Yeah. And hopefully that love grows even though if we're not with them, and that they continue to hold on to that and look for that and find that, to become, they're complete in their humanity. And if we can do that, it don't matter if they were here for 5 years or 5 days. If that works, then we've done our job.
Yeah.
So, some people plant, some people water, but we'll all get the increase if everything turns out right.
Yeah. Someone asked a good question here. Sweet lady, do either of you have a GoFundMe or something for these projects? You both have a passion for community and barbecue. Many would love to support. I can only speak for myself. I do not have a GoFundMe or anything. We are in the midst of forming a full 501c3. Mr. Carter currently has one, but I think mildly for both of us from this takeaway, this conversation, sweet lady, if you're looking to do something, whatever you were thinking of contributing, maybe go get a couple of Little Caesars or a couple of pies and drop them off at your local fire department or police department. As that would be better for us. I would much rather you do that than donate right now, or share Mr. Carter's pages so that others can become aware of what he's trying to implement, and that means a lot as well. But thank you so much for thinking of us and wanting to give, and that is part of it, because in order for change to happen, it starts with the want of it. Like, there has to be that initiator for it, and that can do a lot. You'd be surprised what sharing something can do.
Right.
I was found because someone shared a goofy looking oak tree slinging free food on Sundays in Atlanta. So you may think it's just a share, but you never know how far and widespread that could go. So thank you for that.
Agreed 100% to everything he said. Sweet lady K6. That's look. I ain't get where I gotta read here. I would just go with sweet lady. There you go.
No, it's
agreed.
But the wild part too, sadly, is the darker side. Boogie, how you doing, bro? Appreciate you, Boog. Y'all go check out the real Soul Smoke, man. This is amazing. There are those who are not, and this is only, well, this sort of happened from the very start. There's always been, like, not necessarily leeches or moochers, or when someone will create a fake account when you're doing a giveaway so they can get some of the shine too, or
right.
You have others that will try to take advantage of those who are giving, and that's sort of what we're facing with Grill and Chill behind the scenes a bit. Those that have just taken so much from so many, and they just continue to take. And it's not part of why, but it's also why I'm so happy now that we're giving to the local Boys and Girls Club. Mm-hmm. That we are allowing, we don't want to focus on one, we want to help the many. There's so many more that could do something and be a part of. And if we do this, I want to be able to double the amount that we affect and help benefit every year. But I hate knowing that there are people and families that use their kids and use people who are giving to rig the system for themselves. I'm gonna give no matter what.
Right.
I can't be bullied into doing anything. I'm a grown man. I'm too big to be bullied in anything, But I'm going to give wherever I feel the help was going to do the most good.
Right.
Not to who I think deserves it or not. That's not for me to judge. I don't hold those scales, but I can direct my attention, my funds to where I believe it's going to have a greater impact. And I'd always rather help so many get an opportunity or get inspired than help a few. But, you have to go. It's both sides of this world. You're going to have those that benefit, and you're going to have those that are just, lack of a better word, just
leeches.
Yeah. They just want to take and want to make it all, and then they think they can bully and boss by doing certain things. I'm like, first off, we've had talks. You know, I'm not the one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can attest.
Oh boy, trust me. I mean, I love Pops, the gentleman smoker, but I was like, Pops, you put a wool, you know, sheep's wool over a wolf. Like, I'm not. And he warns people. He's like, that boy's nice, but don't mess with him. Don't do it to yourself. But like I said, I don't like being bullied. And we're handling things internally. You know, we're doing it our way. And we hope that it can get addressed without having to take the sheep's clothing off.
Right.
But there's one of my absolute favorite sayings, and I don't have any tattoos, but if I ever did, it would be this: it is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
That's nice.
That's my absolute favorite.
That is nice
saying. My name means protector. That's what my mom named me, and she's called me Tank my whole life, obvious reasons. I would much rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And you know, giving back allows me to continue to tend to my garden. Giving back allows me to plant seeds. Giving back and nourishing and showing genuine care for others, the future, the present, and the past. It is what keeps me at bay and in line, and that's why one of the best events I look forward to every year is my Pitmaster Santa. That is my favorite event to do all year, because that is what nourishes me and allows. I'm 100% focused on my garden, you know, as that approaches, and it's coming up on that time, and the turnover usually happens on my birthday, and I'm like, all right, you know, we've got to start getting these pieces in line and make this happen. But like I said, it's my favorite little saying. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in the war.
I love that. I love that. And oh, by the way, Teresa loves that idea of you and Pitmaster Santa and the suit.
I love the suit. My ultimate goal is to take it on the road. My ultimate goal is to, after I kick it off in Atlanta, and that's part of why we're getting a sprinter, is so after we kick it off in Atlanta, we hit the road to hit the next city, and then we just keep going and going and going. I would ideally love to do like a dispersed flash mob where at the same kickoff day in Atlanta, and I'll do it too. I'll provide the suits. I'll help cover some of the funds for the meats and the cooks, but I want everyone to go and do the same thing for them, because for those who are like, what are they talking about Pitmaster Santa? Pitmaster Santa is an event that I do every year. I've done it for 5 years, where I literally dress up. I look like a wrapping paper, legitimately. I got my bright red Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer Converses. I'm in my 3-piece wrapping paper suit with my Christmas tie. I get a dope-looking Santa, and I give away my briskets and sausage gumbo. And you can't buy it. You can't buy the food. I literally only make this dish once a year because it takes me 2+ days to make. We give away endless amounts of food. As long as you bring 2 unwrapped toys to donate, you can eat till your heart's content. We'll end up putting you in a wheelbarrow if we have to. But all those toys get donated to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. And I do that because a lot of people don't know that the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta runs off donations. So every single child that goes in for treatment leaves with a toy. And nothing warms my heart more than when I get those letters, those cards, or those emails from the parents, or the photos from the parents, you know, them sending me like, oh, my son loves this toy that you collected for them, or my daughter's loving this. I'm like, oh man, you know, these damn onions in the middle of spring.
Now, if you guys haven't guessed already, there's a lot of give back.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of give back here.
Those are the only ones we talk about.
He has pitmasters and Bartlow's barbecue. Hey, if you're still here, what's going on, man? He has pitmaster center each year, and this is I think this was like kind of our initial real connect. Mm-hmm. Each year I do a backpack drive for foster youth on the month of my birthday, which is December. Ask people to help me donate backpack drives to our local foster agency, the same thing we did the Father's Day thing for. That's kind of how that all started. So, I just ask people, look, in lieu of a birthday greeting or gift, buy a backpack and some filler items, less than 10, 15 bucks. And we put them over to the kids because one of the things, when I did a video on my Carters BBQ page to show, we had some kids come into our home recently. They had one suitcase, everything else was in plastic bags, and that's the kind of way we it's not a new idea, but it's a deal we just expounded on here again. Doesn't matter who does it, as long as it's getting the job done. But we want something because if you're in the system, a lot of times you may be moved more than once. So let's have them something that's theirs. You already got enough trauma. Now you got the kids belonging in a plastic bag. It just doesn't seem human, It doesn't seem human. So that is our initiative, and thankfully, a couple of years ago, Pitmaster Santa had a little change of love, and I got a nice gift at the door for Pitmaster Santa for the kids, foster youth here, and just boxes of book bags and filler items and everything, and because one thing I know is for sure, you cannot. For me, giving, you can't do it enough.
Yeah.
Can't do it enough.
Dave Ramsey said he's never met any millionaire that's lost their money from giving too much. And to add on that, it's giving intently. Pops always says he's not blessed because he gives because he's blessed. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to Corey earlier, and I had one of those like aha moments because I'm just getting back in town, and I just wrapped a commercial. Probably it's the biggest campaign I've done ever. Like just the biggest campaign I've ever done. I just got back from doing, and I was telling them about the situation about the mooching style fan, which I can't. I don't want to bar on it like that. It's just I don't like how things are done, but we'll talk off air. But I said, and how we're trying to resolve it. I said the reason why I'm so passionate about it is if you take where I grew up, if you saw the house I grew up on the hill in Jamaica, and then here I am in this commercial being toted around an obscene amount of the crew. We're shutting down highways. We're doing all this stuff. And you take that same kid in the house that his great grandfather built, and you tell him, "Hey, see, that's you." He's never going to believe you. He's never going to believe you. I'll never forget the first time I stepped off the plane in Vegas, and this lady's like, "Oh, you're the chef," and I always downplay. I was like, "No, I just got that familiar face," and she's like, "Sweetie, I see you on the billboard." I was like, "Oh, well, that's embarrassing."
There you go.
But you take a kid that grew up on a farm, kerosene lamps, outhouses on a hill in rural Jamaica, and then you tell them, "Hey, at some point in time, like, this, and this happens. Those Blue Angels that you first saw as a little kid flying around, you're going to be up in the jets with them. More importantly, you're going to have daily who's eating the better meal and who's got the better bourbon chats with them. You know how you love Hulk Hogan and Diamond Dallas. They're going to invite you over to hang out and cook, and you're just going to laugh. You're going to get holiday cards and funny birthday messages. Like how you go to all this stuff's going to happen. So I like showing these kids and what we're doing that I promise you, if it worked out for me, it can work out for you. It can absolutely unequivocally work out for you. Just do the work, lead with good intentions, and just give where you can. It can 100% work for you. Lord knows if it worked for me. I don't know. Somebody up there likes me a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Well, the one thing is probably true, and then the other thing is the difference is you put in the work. There are people that want to have what you are becoming and to become, even though you are the stature of where you are, but don't know or don't want to put in the work. Giving, doing, creating, making is work, and it's work sometimes you got to do by yourself because don't nobody want to do nothing for free.
No, they don't.
You know?
On the last episode of the podcast, Lee was telling me, he's like, "Do you realize how many pop-ups you did for those summers?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Let me show you." And we were pulling up. We talked about this on the air. For 2.5 summers straight, I did 200 pop-ups. 200 pop-ups. I was 200 pop-ups in 3.5, 4 months by myself before I had help. I was doing, yeah.
Wow.
It was, and I. It's almost not that it was trauma, but sometimes I block it out because I was like, yeah, I was doing the church events for the church choirs. Then I had my doctor's office Thursday. Then I had the trivia nights in East Atlanta. Then I had my Alpharetta gig on Saturdays. Then I had my my market Sundays, and I just kept doing it all the time, all while still, working full time for Apple over there. And I was like, I don't know what drug I was on back then, but I need that. Like, I was on that Barry Bonds or something.
For real.
I was moving.
Because that's a 9 to 5, and I mean that's a 7-day week.
It is. I worked a 8-day shift. No, but it was really one of those where I look back and I'm like, stuff like that has completely demolished any imposter syndrome. Completely. I'm like, you say you want to, I'm better. I was like, brother, you couldn't have made it for one of my weeks. I don't know how I made it. I really don't know. But I've been sharing it on threads, telling people how, I didn't pay for wood. I'd go chop wood, season it, then I'd have so much I'd sell it, and that gave me more profit. And then I'm telling my big moves, man, was when I shifted from doing the pop-ups to locking in all the car dealerships. Game over. That was it. That's a wrap. I'm gonna write a book one day. I'm working on the cookbook. The cookbook should be out by next spring. But I want to do a business book. I want to do like a barbecue business book, and I'm gonna sell it for $4.72. Okay, if you making it,
that's $4
a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
72 a coffee at Starbucks.
Yep. I'm like, if you ever bought a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you're gonna piss it out. At least this one, you get to use it to pay for it.
Now, to back that point up, if you, not that you all think that he's blowing smoke, but we had a chance to talk with him on the Unknowns, and we still call it the 12 commandments of barbecue business. He threw down some knowledge there, which was ridiculous. So, and if you've I've known you I think it's maybe 2 years now, or it's like maybe 1.5 to 2 years, something like that. Just from where you grew from there is amazing from the time that I've known you. So how
ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, that's what they say, right?
It is. It's too. I keep telling people I'm just not smart enough to know better, so I just do it.
Yeah.
But it shows.
The things that you do, it shows, and it's proven to be working for you. Maybe it can't work with other folks, but I know some things. A lot of the tips that we talked about, a lot of things that you give, a lot of things we even share privately, like in the 5 o'clock meetings down in Memphis and so forth. Great business aptitude, and it's good, of course, if you do it in practice. That's, you know, here again, you can give all the tips in the world, but if somebody doesn't apply it, you know, I'm supposed to exercise every day. I know how to stretch. I know how to exercise, but I ain't applied it yet. So it won't work for me until I apply it.
Emphysema, cataracts, limited mobility, all things that happen in our trade. That's why I still run every day. That's why I still lift. That's why I still jump. You know, I just got off the phone with Rodney last week because I'm heading over to Holy Smokes in November, and I don't know if you've ever seen the rigs. They're about 10, 8 feet off the ground is where we load up the hogs because they're wheeled in on a trailer. And we got to load those. So I stand flat foot on the ground and I lift my hogs up. That's why I work out, because I know I got Holy Smoke coming and I got to move these 150-pound hogs off the ground. But our whole job is very demanding. And Pops wants to talk about it, but he thanks me for him losing weight because I motivated him to lose it. He's lost an obscene amount of weight. He's trimmed down so much, and I'm so happy. And I don't know if you call us, I don't let him slip. Even when we were in Memphis, I was like, "Hey, Pops was out his doors. Like, we gotta go get those miles in." So before every day, I was out there like, "Hey, let's go get our miles in." And we went and we hoofed it. Like, hey, you're not gaining nothing back on my watch. Maintain on the road, lose at home. Maintain on the road, lose at home. But I want to do something for our health. Brother James of Corner Boys, he had his surgery sleeve and I can see his neck for the first time in a year. So I'm very proud of him.
He got a little, little sculpture over here.
Got a little, I think I saw something the other day. I was like, I didn't even know you had cheekbones. But, health is very important.
He's doing well. Yeah, he's doing well
in our field. So brothers and sisters out there, please take care of yourself, drink your water, stretch, get that mobility in there. I want to be around for a long time. I'm trying to earn that old man status. I'm trying to where my chair, like everyone, what I mean, where there's a chair under the tree and everybody knows that's just Sheet's chair.
That's my seat. Don't be touching my seat now.
Don't touch my seat. And you just point like, hey, get them. Like Pops will get you. Like Pops always try to do stuff, but when I let him know, like, relax, he start doing he start asking those questions that he wants you to do something. What you been checking that wood pile? When's the last time you checked that wood pile? Pops, I just put his foot on it. Nah, let me go check because you ain't checking it. Man, just sit down.
Just sit down. I get it. Just relax.
Doing that.
Nate,
Rolling 80-20, man.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother? You Nate, if you in here, request to hop on, man. I want to see how you doing. I told Nate, man, Nate knows I'm coming for him if B tells me Nate ain't been putting in work. Because I
remember that conversation.
I'm a mentor and I wanted to be in Nate's position. I was like, boy, can we swap name tags? Like, how does this work, man? Is this indefinite? Is this a final thing? But I do have to say it has been an absolutely amazing opportunity to be I guess officially a mentor for someone else during this Preserve the Pen. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we're done. It just ended this week. Yeah.
We're done. I think we have one last get-together call.
Yeah, one last call in a week or so. But yeah. Congratulations to you, Smokehouse Smoothies. Best luck. Be yourself, and you're not competing against anyone else on that property. You're competing against yourself and the clock, because the time is the time, and you know what you can do with it. So practice. But it's been a great opportunity to help pour into Dia, and I'm sure it's been great opportunities for you guys.
Absolutely.
As well.
It was a wealth of library information that I didn't go through fully because it's so much in that period of time. But thankfully, we still had a connection that could still do that. There's a lot of books to read when it comes to y'all. And I'll take it as much as I can. There he is. It's the beard. There you go. That beard is just getting bigger and bigger by the day, ain't it?
I'm dubbing you the beard of smoke.
Hey, man. Listen. All right. I like my briskets like I like my beard. All black.
All black.
Black. Black and smoke, man. Black and smoke. Black, gray. Look, gray from the black peppercorns, man. The rest is salt.
I always get beard envy whenever I see you or Jonathan Barbecue, Jonathan Jones or Jonathan Barbecue. I'm always like,
oh yeah.
It's like, y'all better get out of here with these beards.
Listen. I can't listen. Like everything from like the chin down, I can talk about. But Jonathan, he's got that fresh line. Like you and Jonathan, y'all got that fresh line.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about that. So
look. My hairline went from there to there. I was like, forget that, man. I'm going with the beard. I'm shaving my head, man. I'm shaving my head.
I love it. I just try to keep my stuff locked up tight, like B. You know, B always got a fresh twist on him, so you know I gotta make sure I'm representing right.
yeah, y'all do, man.
Yeah, man. But how you doing, brother? How was the family reunion? I saw you and B were out there cooking it up.
Yeah,
like it was a ball. I couldn't see everything, but I was like, I know they put in work over there. What was that like?
It was great, man. It was fun, but you know, like I tell everybody that asked me about it. I mean, the first priority was, you know, to be there to help Brian, but then to also, you know, get out there, put in work, give 100%, make sure everything went smoothly, and then, you know, the reward was being able to, you know, connect and network with like-minded people. So overall, man, it was a great experience. I really appreciate him and his team inviting us up there, because man, I never thought I would ever go to an event like that. Just to be honest with you, man. I mean, you know, the amount of talent that was there, the connections I made, it was awesome. It was awesome.
I love that. That was that. I look at it as akin to the Jay-Z white party of the barbecue world.
Yeah, man, it's pretty close. Pretty close.
I think I can do that because the who would be at like the celebrity status of a Jay-Z event is we have those doppelgangers, those counterparts in our culinary world that are there. So I was, you know, that's what's happening. It was a good time.
It's funny you bring that up. You bring up Jay-Z because while I was there, because Brian's rig was right next to Rodney's, and I got a chance to meet Rodney. By the way, super chill guy.
Oh yeah,
real cool guy, real like Rodney. One of his cooks was like, man, Brian's like, I've heard people compare him to Snoop Dogg, but most people compare him to Jay-Z.
Oh yeah.
Most people compare him to.
I think they compare his chill state to Snoop, but definitely how he moves and his acumen is 100% Hov.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, one person was like, yeah, he's like the Jay-Z of barbecue, but then I forgot the guy's name that was working with Rodney. He's like, yeah, man, he's just like so smooth and chill. And I was like, yeah, I can see that.
Sam?
Yeah, I think it was Sam. Yeah.
Sam is cool than the other side of the pillow, man. You gotta have those.
Yeah, he was super nice. Sam, he was super nice, cool. Man. Yeah. Yeah, but it was a good experience, man. I wish everybody can get to experience that once, because like I was telling my fiance, like it's great that we have events like that, because it shows mainly like the media, and I say the news, that as African Americans we can come together and we can love each other and support each other, and it not be about, there's going to be drama, somebody's going to be hating on somebody else. There's going to be a fight. Somebody's going to be acting crazy. I mean, the entire time we were there, I didn't see anybody acting crazy. If anybody's acting crazy, somebody was acting crazy because, Juvenile was on stage, or like they were like some huge reform, but like there was no drama. It was nothing but good vibes. Everybody was helping everybody. Like it was just nothing but love. And, I really wish that they could have caught that on like mainstream media to really show that, like, listen, like we can have these events. we can all profit.
I'd love to
You
see
know what
like
I'm
the real pit masters of smoke or something, where that's the show where it shows the community. Stop showing us throwing drinks, going at each other's necks, this and that. Like,
Right.
none of that's happening.
Yeah.
None of that's the wildest thing that happened at Pops' signing is we were cutting up with Mr. Carter, having him get a smoke detector. You know, ain't none of us like we just chill. We're much relaxed. Don't let. And he went and looked for it too. That's why he's got his head like that. He went and looked for it too. But in all fairness, though, he did the same thing to your daughter's boyfriend, right? When he came to help you in the truck. See, it just keeps getting passed down.
Wait. What happened? What's the story?
So
there was a little hazing. There's a little hazing down there. And, you know, look, I was down there, the first time I got a chance to meet, I was down there with Kevin, Rashid, Joy, Victoria. And, you know, these are people like, you know, me, I'm like, you know, fanboying, right? So I'm doing whatever they ask me to do, getting the wood, picking up something, and even to get this, I'm good. So it's like, hey, go and get that little smoke detector, that wood detector. No, it's a wood detector. I think he said, go get that wood detector out the back of my truck. First thing I said to myself was wood detector. I was like, well, whatever. Let me go in the truck and look. I'm like, I don't care. They asked me to get it. I will go get it. So halfway there was like, oh man, come on, okay, no wood detector. I was like, damn it.
I just like his get to it.
They got you.
I like that.
They got you whenever you were vulnerable. That's what happened. They got you whenever you're vulnerable.
That get-to-itiveness. Like, I don't know what I'm getting, but it's gonna get got.
I was trying to find something. I'm glad they showed mercy and didn't have me go in his truck and be looking for an hour. Yeah. I'm glad they had a little bit of mercy, though.
It's true. It's true.
But you just have to see. Yeah, everyone has to. You have to see if anyone's willing to work. Mr. Carter knows I hate seeing people sit down when there's work to be done. And we got stuff to do. Like we don't come and start pouring. No, we got get to work first. We can get all of this done later. We're gonna have the fun, but we gotta work. So I'm just having that serious get up and go. Like, all right, this is gonna be good. I picked the right guy to come out here. You know.
Yes.
Because sometimes you can back the wrong one. One. But,
absolutely. No, I mean, like I said, you know, going down there, like the mission was to make sure that, you know, B was successful. We were all successful. And then the product of us working so hard was, you know, we got to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. It was cool, man. It was cool. It was real cool.
So would you say you have enjoyed your time and your tutelage under B as a Preserve the Pit mentee this year?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like the amount of information that I've gotten from B has and will help me in so many ways. Like he's given me information on things that I haven't even come across yet. But it's good that whenever it does occur, I can at least be like, okay, like this is how I should address it. This is how I should handle it. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think you've said this before when it comes like to Brian. Like, man, Brian will give you endless amounts of knowledge for free.
All of it.
And he will. It's very rare he asks for anything in return. You know, and I mean to have a mentor like that and to see somebody like that in the industry where it's so like, oh, like these are my secrets. I can't tell you. You can't know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to tell you because, you know, it's my secret. Like for him to be so open, to be so transparent, like, you know, I wish there were more people like that. And I mean, I think it's gotten better. Yeah. You know, but we still have a long way to go.
I agree with that. And it's one of those, I guess my real question is, now do you see why I was on you like I was months ago?
Yeah. No, right. I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know at first it comes like that, like, yo, man, we just like, no, you don't, like, you don't get it. You don't get it yet because it's new and fresh. I'm like, I had him for one day for 8 hours. You got him for months. Like you don't see what you're about to know and pick up by the time this is all over with. And that's what I was excited for. I was excited for you here and now. Mm-hmm. And with that understanding, because it's gems, man. You know,
they really are. I mean, and you know him and his entire team. Because I mean, he's got everything locked Like they got everything like locked tight.
Yeah.
Like that shit is like, excuse my language, that shit's like a final machine.
Yeah.
Like
I move.
they run that stuff.
I move how I move, emulating B. I got a certain amount between me and everybody. The guys say we do this is what we got to do. We all move as one. Heck, even down to, he gave me pointers on his Heinz deal. That's why my face is on all my bottles. Every bottle of rub, everything like that. All, we got some other stuff coming out. My face is right there on the side of it. Right there. No more hiding who I am, up front and center. This is what you're getting, like it or not. So, no, I'm excited for you. I'm glad that it makes sense and that it wasn't like it wasn't off-putting or like a bad taste in your mouth. Like you're like, I'm glad it's all come full circle.
Yeah, no. Initially, whenever you said that, I was like, dang, man, I don't even know this guy. He's already gonna kind of get on my ass about this, like shit. But no, I mean, as the program went on, I was able to understand what you were saying. So
yeah, because it's rare too, because it's not even just that you'd give it, but it's also you got to respect the people's time, because you don't want to pour into somebody who's just got an empty bottle, right? Like that's not even trying to catch anything.
Right.
You got to pour into the right people that are going to do something. Beat sat me down last year. Told me when I came with him at his pop, I was like, you're not the only person. I told that to him, I was like, damn, I thought I was special. No, but he was just like, no. I tell everybody, just not everybody's willing to do the work and do something with it.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
You're right about that. You're right about that. I mean, he will give you endless amounts of information. What you do with that information is up to you. But at the end of the day, like if you fail and he gave you all the information, like you're gonna look at yourself.
So good. No, I love it. I love it. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate y'all hopping on here, chatting with me. We got to do this more often. I feel like we need to hold court more often. Just hop on, just chat, shoot the breeze, have a little brown every once in a while, and drop some gems. Maybe somebody out there will pick them up and do something with them.
I agree. I do agree.
Before we cut out, Nate, what do you got going on that because I'm going to save this so people can go, but I want to know so I can put it in the script. You got anything coming up? Any new projects? Any new products at all? What's happening? We don't see you anywhere anytime soon? What are we doing?
So I have a cooking class coming up October. I don't know what Mr. Parr's laughing about over there.
I just read Sweet Lady KK6. I just read her comment, so I apologize.
No, you're good. I have a barbecue cooking class coming up October the 15th in Durham, North Carolina, with a black owned farm. I met him through the farmers market here a few months ago, so I'm gonna be doing that October the 15th.
Okay.
If you're in the Durham area, 2:00 p.m. I'm going to show you the secrets on how to cook a whole chicken, smoke it, what kind of wood to use, what kind of flavor goes with it, all the way that including a meal. So you're going to be having a lot of Creole sides that I grew up eating in Louisiana.
Okay.
Because that's October 15th. If you're in the Durham area, tickets are on sale right now, and it's spelled JIREH. Family Farm on Instagram. So holler at them, pick up a ticket if you're in the Durham area in that weekend.
Why does that farm sound familiar?
I don't know.
Does he know?
Is that Gyro?
Do they know Melvin?
Do they know who?
Do they know Melvin? Peculiar Farms?
I don't know. I'd have to ask him, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. Because isn't Peculiar out there in South Carolina?
Yeah, but I thought it was his. That farm name sounds familiar for me for some reason. I'm just searching on my computer and see if I got a follow.
You talk my brother up. Look who in the comments now.
Man, see, this is too much beard in here. Y'all got me over here with beard heavy, man. I see how this gonna be.
No.
John, if you don't keep your immaculate looking beard over there. Jonathan's beard reminded me of Steve Harvey's haircuts back in the 90s, how there was never a line out of place. Like, hey, I'm going to call it right now. Jonathan be using starch spray guard on his beard, just be starching it. I know it. Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. Man, I'm
God.
You gonna do him very like that? Yeah, really?
He always, I tell him, I'm not saying nothing right now. I'm not his face. always coming up with the crisp beard. It's upsetting. That's what it is. It's infuriating. It is absolutely infuriating.
Come on.
I can't. This is all I got. I got hella goatee. I can't get no.
They're rocket then. They're rocket.
Y'all got me over here. I'm very sensitive.
Get some hang time, man. Come on. Get some hang time, bro. You can do it. I got faith in you.
Come on, man. Clap back, Jonathan. Clap back. Come on. Clap back. Man, that made my night. Oh, Steve Harvey. Oh, my God.
Jonathan out here, man, just damn beard be getting on my nerves all the time. Y'all remember, you probably remember the show, Fairly Odd Parents, The Crimson Chin? That's what Jonathan
Yes, Crimson Chin. That's the
man. He's the Crimson Chin from Fairly Odd Parents. Oh my God.
You know who else is perfect? Mama and Papa Joe's. Y'all seen his beard from Mama and Papa Joe? Y'all know him?
Yeah.
He was on I mean, his beard is like shaped like his briskets. It was like just perfect.
Wait a minute.
Too perfect.
There we go.
Where you going,
I'm over here.
I hear him, but I can't see him.
I'm over here minding my business, trying to show y'all some love, man.
Man, God damn! Look at that beard. That makes no damn sense.
Yo, I don't even want to take up y'all time and y'all light, man. I love to see
your beard taking all the room.
Man, you good.
I love to see what y'all doing, man. Nah, you caught me off guard, man. I ain't even do my whole thing today, man.
You see, it just looked like that. That beard taking up all 3 screens right now. Man got a digital beard, IMAX.
The digital. Hey, you notice how his confidence go up when he get a fresh lineup and he get a retwist?
hey, can't tell me nothing, man.
He going to the same style as Stevie Wonder had, bro.
Oh man, he turned it on you, man. He turned it on you.
I love it. I love it.
All right, don't
turn it on.
Don't knock it.
I will say one thing though. Hey, there's 4 squares in here right now, and all I see is beauty, man. I see some beautiful energy. You know what I mean? Some of us got, shorter fur on our faces, but at the end of the day, it's all love, man. Much love to y'all, man. I didn't want to hop on here and take up too much of y'all time, but love brother. What y'all doing, bro.
It's love. I gotta say,
always
good. Love to you, brother. I'm so happy that the recent event went well over at the Brew with the beer launch. I love it. I'm always watching, supporting. Always a fan first. Always a fan first.
Yeah,
man. I guess y'all got black beards. I got the old man beard. It's the wisdom beard.
That's
the wisdom beard.
Look, I got some gray hairs in mine, man. Come on.
Some. I got mine.
I got none of those.
Be
black
honest.
hair.
Hey, 80-20. Be honest. Hey, how many times we got to pluck these grays out of our beards, man?
None. I don't pluck shit. What you talking about, man? Nah.
You forgot.
I'm proud of these grays. What you talking about? Nah. These grays?
Man.
Nah. I'm proud of them. I'm proud of every single gray.
Hey, I gotta tell y'all too, man.
That's flavor right there, man. What you talking about?
Remember, man, this was at least a year. This was 2-3 years ago, man. You reached out, you sent me the seasoning, and man, what you've turned this thing into since then, I gotta give you your round of applause, man.
Oh, no.
Yes, sir, man. You inspiring a lot of folks that's been watching you from up close and from afar, man. So keep doing your thing, bro. It's a beautiful thing to see.
I'm just being me, man. So you're talking to me or wait, who's talking to? My bad.
No, I'm talking to you.
I take the spotlight.
I'm talking to you, man.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, all right, my bad. Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know who you're talking to for a second.
Yeah,
you should have said the guy with the. You should have said the guy with the gray and black beard, or the long beard, or the bald head.
Gotta be long.
Man,
no, I appreciate that.
Seriously, man. Seriously, like let's keep this thing going, man. I'll be honest with y'all, man. I don't want to get too deep on y'all, but I gotta say something.
Please.
When I'm out here doing my due, and we in the thick of it, and we trying to figure these things out, and some of these things have never been done before. When I can, look to my left, look to my right, and see what y'all doing, man, is giving us energy to continue to do what we do. So much love to y'all, man.
No.
Appreciate
man.
you,
Back at
man.
everybody, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
bro.
You have been inspiration for me since the get-go, man. Seeing what you've been doing with Smokin Hope, giving back to the people of Arizona, Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of inspiration to draw from, you know, and it's just basically trying to do what somebody else is doing, you know, with the same spirit. And I appreciate you for that, man. And, you know, like I said, there's a lot of people who I've seen them do their things, and it inspires me daily. And you are one of those people. So thank you for that, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, iron sharpens iron, man. Much love to you, bro.
and by the way, your reels are freaking hilarious, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Those reels are hilarious. I'm just watching it in the car. I'm just like, damn, that's funny. That's some funny stuff.
Don't it make you feel you're coming up short? I mean, it's just like I got to do a lot more work. I got a little bit more work to do.
Nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing y'all food. Hey, Rashid hit me upside the head the other week, man. He bust me upside the head the other week. I made some burgers.
No, man,
He came through. He said, wait a minute. He had to shut me up, man.
I took it
personal.
personal.
The smash burgers. I said, I got to tuck these bad boys in. Like,
I took it personal. I was like, wait. Because what made it bad was Corey brought the phone. He's like, yo, you see this? I was like, he said, what? No. I said, yo, let's run to the store right quick. Let's go. I'm going to Costco right now.
That's what we need, man. That's what we need, man.
And it was in just all love. And it's wild. I got you here. I had you in the books to call tomorrow. What do you think about us doing Grill and Chill next year in Arizona? You know anybody out there that we can rap with? You know, that we can roll some smoke with. We can put on a show. You know,
definitely, bro. Most definitely. That's a for sure right on. That's a layup, bro. You bring it to Arizona, man. I ain't saying I got the keys to the city or nothing.
I know who
I know some folks that do.
Look, if I'm going to Canada, I'm hitting up Drake. If I'm going to Arizona, I'm hitting up you, bro. That's just what it's going to be. You know, I know who to call.
Y'all crazy, man.
Y'all crazy. Jonathan, man, one the same. Come on now.
That's wild. That's what. No, that'll be dope, man. Let's hash it out. We'll get it all set up. But in the meantime, in between time, man, y'all got some work to do.
Yes, sir.
Y'all got some big things in motion, man. I love to see it, and I'm gonna keep on, supporting however I can, man.
Definitely. Brothers, I love this. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it again. And if you would be so kind, Mr. Jones, just send us out with a nice word if you could, please.
Man, for anybody watching this, if there's someone you need to call and patch things up with, right now is a great time to do it. Or wake up in the morning and do it. But don't let another week go by and you not do it, man. Time is too short. Life is so precious. There's so many people out here hurting. Take the time out, patch things up, try to make things right. It's always about peace and love and positivity, man. That's all I got to say.
I'll take it. On that note, good night, gentlemen. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all keep doing the good work, and I'll see y'all soon.
Take care. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Peace.
All right, guys. Hopefully you liked that interview, that conversation. I definitely want to do a lot more of those. There were some gems there. There was some truths, some honesties, and everything shared there. And I miss doing those. I used to do those. I used to call them meetups. I used to do them every Monday during COVID. I'm going to have to get back on that. Like, I don't have enough on my plate. But
I was going to say, maybe we can start throwing some interviews in the can to do more episodes like this.
Yeah, it'd be good.
But talk to me about, a little anxious about Grill and Chill.
Yeah,
let's go.
Definitely a little anxious about it. Because I've never put on a festival before. You had someone asking, like, oh, who's doing this? And you're like, Sheed.
Rashid's doing it.
And then who's doing this? Like, Sheed. And this? Sheed. And this? Sheed.
Literally all of it.
And it is.
I think me and Corey have helped you flesh out some text.
Yeah, which is good. Got to have good copy.
But that's about it.
Got to have good graphics, because I wanted to know, with anything that I do, I need to know all the steps. Mm-hmm. So just like the bald man used to teach us, here's the long way in case all the fancy stuff falls apart.
Yep.
You know how to do this.
Yep.
You forgot your shortcuts, you still know what tool does what.
Yep.
So with that being said, it's just very much like I've never put one on. I've been to countless ones. I have drawers full of the badges from attending these places, but I've never put on a festival before. Not to say I don't know what I'm doing, just never done it.
Yeah, you yourself have never walked through all of the motions to start from conceptualizing this type of event to putting on and finishing this type of event.
Yeah, and there's a lot from venues to chairs to badges to badge design to badge printing to lanyards to ingredients, logistics, travel, getting everyone booked there where they're staying.
What do we bring with us? What do we mail there?
Yeah, there's been a lot of mailing stuff there. and in my head, I'm just like, it's such a small area. I please hope it all gets there, because that's my thing.
Yeah.
Because as long as I could get it if not all the marketing banners and stuff make it, but I need some of it.
I need one.
I need at least one to get there. And then the rest is like, okay, we've got the food stuff coming, but worst case, I'm just go to Restaurant Depot, just YOLO, let's go.
Yep.
Get a couple $1,000s worth of food and strike a match. But I'm anxious, but I'm excited as all heck, because if something's going wrong, it's going wrong right now, because we're literally in it. Like as this is airing,
go check Rashid's stories right now.
Check the stories. Check This Week
if
in
we're
Barbecue.
happy and laughing, awesome.
All good.
It also might be burning down.
We
might just be swimming in the lake.
That might be. I'm probably off there somewhere. If you can't find me on the grounds, I'm out in the water. Like, just take me now. Just
jumping in front of a boat.
I'm walking out into the lake with 2 heavy briskets. Like, I just want to sink.
You got them taped to your head.
Take me out. I just want to go peacefully. But if you are listening to this, go ahead and jump on the This Week in Barbecue Instagram. We're going to have a live, good, bad, or indifferent. That bad boy is going to be streaming.
It might be Rashid walking out with brisket hands into the lake.
It could be me. My final farewell. And if it is, then that's how it goes. Chewy would I'm hoping Chewy would try to stop me. He'll be there too. But knowing you encourage, just like, well, we've got to get this footage. This is going to be great.
It's going to do well.
It's going to do something. But I absolutely cannot wait. And just to know the kids in the community that it's going to benefit. And in true Sheed fashion, I'm already thinking of next year's events. I'm like, cool, how do we get 2 of these going next year? Like, let's hit one in Arizona,
and here's the thing. From you, like, doing everything, because I've had things where it's like you do something new and, like, sure, you could have gotten help, but, I think me and you are the same type of crazy where it's like, well, no, I want to know all of it so that next time when I do it and I ask people to help me, I know exactly what they're going through and I know how to support them. Yeah. And if things aren't going right, I know I did it at least once, so I know how to, like, move through it and potentially fix it. It's not, I mean, maybe I should be better at asking for help. But
we're both the same.
Yeah. But next time you do it and you put people in those roles, I feel like you have a really good understanding of how to support them and help them, set them up for success.
Yeah, because I don't know if everyone realizes, this has only been 3 months in the making.
Yeah.
Imagine if I had a whole year. It's lunacy.
Imagine if Kevin didn't force you into it.
I know, right? Everyone who watches that live, y'all see who
immediately like,
no, we're going to do it.
You ready?
Well, I was thinking about it. I was like,
he's like, no, I've got it. You ready?
I was like, okay, he's going to throw me the hoop. I'm going to dunk it. That's what's always going to happen. It's definitely something. It's one of those, like I said, I want to do 2 more, like hit up Arizona next year, and then maybe we do one in LA. But some of the trickiest parts that have been the highest hurdles for me to jump haven't even been the logistics, and maybe we'll talk about this after.
Yeah, we can save it for next week's episode.
After, but doing good for the sake of doing good is very hard.
Harder than you would think it should be.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone out there will feel me on it or understand, and if you're not, just wait till the next pod. But doing good for, like, the genuine sake of doing good is so much more difficult than people think it is.
Well, and unfortunately, when there's people involved, it'll always get a little messed, or not always. It has the potential.
Yes, has the potential
to get skewed.
And it's trippy, but yeah, I wouldn't change it because I still need the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to know, and I put it out
there.
Well,
again, even on that side, maybe we go into more detail next time. But to the point we were making just a minute ago, now next time we do this, we have some questions that we will ask to be sure that things don't happen.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, it's like, okay, cool. I'll learn from that.
Now we learn. It's a lesson.
Not ideal, but I'll learn.
Whatever is happening right now as you're listening, I promise you 2 things. I'm going to enjoy it either which way, and lessons are being learned.
Yeah.
Because now all I hope is that someone watches this and then reaches out and they're like, oh, I saw you put this on. How did you get that? Mm-hmm. Where did you get your badges? How did you source lanyard? What made you do this? What made you like, oh, I can tell you now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who the heck I can reach out to at Memphis in May to put a Memphis in May event together on. But now I can sort of figure out, like, I have an idea of, like, okay, this, and this now scaled and repeated to these people over and over. Mm-hmm. And we have no sponsors. This is all us tossing our hat in the ring and doing it for the sake of good.
Yeah. Some people showed up and allowed us to make it.
Yeah.
We're very thankful for it.
Definitely.
This will be Friday, so if there are any VIP listeners that are listening to this before you come out to have your VIP dinner, let us know. Come say hey. I think it'd be pretty cool to meet some podcast listeners.
Yeah, just look for the giant Jamaican oak tree among the Texas oaks. I'm very hard to miss out there, that's for sure. Just follow your nose. Toucan Salmon. Is he still around? Is that still a thing?
Toucan.
I don't have cable, so I have no idea.
I don't think I've seen anything on him.
Oh, I wonder if I can use Follow Your Nose now. See if their lawsuits ensue. But I think that's the pod.
I think that's it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, again, too, I would be really interested to know if people would be interested in more of those canned interviews.
Yeah.
Because we could get a lot of those. They're just not going to be live.
Yeah.
But I think there's some interesting content and some access to people that would be fun to talk to.
I got a lot of barbecue buddies.
I know.
Lots of them.
We just can't always get them here in the studio.
Yeah. We can call them, and once we get the 4 wheels, we can just go to them when we're in town.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do that, and I'll make that the poll question. I'll make that the poll question. Do you guys want to see more of that type of content? And if so, we'll handle it. We'll let you guys know. But with that being said, this has been This Week in Barbecue, the Barbecue Focused podcast that introduces you to both the good, the bad, and everything in between in the world of barbecue. I've been your host, Rashid Phillips, and joining me today is Mr.
Lee Arman.
Ooh, it's been good. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend or tell 2 friends, and if you are in Corsicana, Texas, listening right now, come say hey to your favorite Jamaican oak tree. Cheers.